Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Agrestal Vestige, where we are vested in all things Agrestal. My name is Tom. I'm here with you yet again another week with yet another, take a wild guess, blended Scotch whiskey review. Yes, however today, gentlemen and ladies, I have something a little bit different, a little bit more rare, and slightly unique. I have in this bottle here Islay Mist. We're going to open this up and have a taste. Islay Mist, 8 years age statement. Okay, now Islay Mist is bottled at 40%. It has an unmistakable yet gentle Islay smokiness with a complex fusion of sweet malt, mellow oakiness, and an Islay sea breeze. Well, we'll see about that, shall we? Islay Mist has been around for quite a while, from the 1920s. Actually, I printed this off. I wanted to read it. It says, Islay Mist has been around since the 1920s and was originally created on the Isle of Islay, as the name suggests. They have taken whiskey from Laphroaig and some Speyside distilleries. The label carries the seal of the Lord of Isles because it was originally blended for Lord Margendale of the Laird of Islay House in 1927 for his 21st birthday. Now a gold medal winning whiskey, it still carries this seal after several label redesigns. Okay. I have seen different age statements of Islay Mist over the years. Islay Mist, I think it's interesting. It says Islay Mist 8, and it was 8 years it took me to find a bottle of this. Years and years ago, I saw 12-year age statements. I think I've even seen a 21-year age statement. Not personally, but in my research. This is the most common age statement, which is 8 years old. Those of you who like the Islay profile, the stereotypical heavily Islay peated, because Islay peat is different than all other types of peat, it's very unique. Those of you who like that will love this. Some people have referred to this as the poor man's Laphroaig. But let's see. The blender of this is Macduff International. It contains Laphroaig as its primary malt, as well as some Highland and Speyside malts as well. So what do we get on the nose? You definitely have that phenol there. It's a real soft phenolic type note. It's distinctly peated. It does have that Laphroaig character about it. Slightly eucalyptus. Slightly medicinal, typical, iodine from Laphroaig, and all Islay peated malts actually. You get a real distinct iodine type note. Right behind it you get some orchard fruits, some caramel, a bit of honey, a bit of like bonfire smoke. The coastal notes are definitely there. You do get that Islay coastalness coming through, that fresh saltwater type breeze. The malt is definitely there. And I think the grain whiskeys used in the blend on this were from wheat. I don't think they were from corn. Blended with the barley malt. I do think so. Anyway, on the palate. Wow. If you like Islay whiskeys, Islay peated whiskeys, and you're a fan of Lafroig, you'll definitely like this. You can definitely taste the Lafroig coming through. It has that very medicinal, very Islay, very iodine type palate to it. You also get the addition of a strong, thick bonfire type smoke, and just behind that you get like you on the nose you had an orchard fruit, but on the palate it's like a dried orchard fruits. You get roasted nuts, you get caramel. It's very herbaceous, a lot of herbal notes in here. There's a hint of menthol. You got a little ash and soot, which is common for peated Islay whiskeys. The smoky, seasidey bonfire is still there. I mean, it's quite lovely. I mean, it's extremely complex, extremely robust for a blended Scotch whiskey bottled at 40%. But then think about it. Lafroig, the standard Lafroig 10-year-old is bottled at 40%. And that's like a gale force wind attacking you. So there's something about the Islas that's very unique. Now, the finish on this is quite medium to long. It's very sharp peatiness, just thick smokiness, earthy notes. You do have that caramel, you do have that menthol, medicinal note, the iodine type notes, and then right at the end, you get a faint whisper of freshly ground black pepper in like Christmas trees, like the fir trees, like the freshly cut fir trees, or if you have a fresh Christmas tree in the house, when the aromas, you get that. It's the very last thing you get after the black pepper. But this is quite a robust little whiskey. 40%, I'm not going to add that much water to it. A couple of milliliters. And let that sit for a little bit. But yeah, the price point on this whiskey is somewhere around $30 pounds euros. So it's not overly pricey, and it's not cheap either. However, it's a very well blended Scotch whiskey. Again, it's balanced very well from the nose, the arrival, the development, the finish. It's very unique because of the amount of flavors it offers, and being 40% ABV. Nowhere on there does it mention anything about the filtration of it, so we don't know how it's. We don't know anything about the colorant added, if at all. I don't get that heavy orangey glow that you get in ones that have a lot of caramel A150 added. But this is really, I would go so far as to say this is one of my more favorite blended Scotch whiskies, and I categorize them by region. Like, for example, a few weeks ago, if you'll remember, I did a review on Teacher's Highland Cream. That's probably my favorite blended Scotch whiskey of the Highland region. This, as far as blended Scotch whiskies, is my favorite of the Islay region. Now, mind you, there's not a lot of blended Scotch whiskies out of Islay, so, you know, it is, but I've always been a fan of Lefroy, Ardbeg, Lagavulin, Kalila, the typical ones, Brookladdick, Bunahab, although it's not peated. All right, after adding the water. I really don't get that much difference after adding water to this. The flavor profiles on the nose are still there, all the ones I listed earlier. Some are slightly muted, actually. Let's try the palate. I don't notice a lot of difference. Just a slight muting of the flavors I listed before. So in saying that, this is one of those whiskeys that is probably fine like it is. It doesn't need the addition of water. I mean, it is 40%. So I can't find anything additional on the nose, the palate, the finish, the arrival, the development. It doesn't lose anything, which is unique and interesting. A lot of times when you add water to stuff, it loses something if it doesn't gain something. And that usually depends on the ABV it's bottled at. Wow. As far as marks out of 100, I would have to give this the same as I give Teachers a few weeks ago. From this being from the Islay region, even though it does have Speyside and Highland malts in it, you don't know exactly how much, but the primary malt is Lefroy. I would have to give this 92 out of 100, and I would unashamedly and unabashedly say that. I really thoroughly enjoy this blended Scotch whiskey. If you can't afford Lefroy, if you can't afford single malts, this is a very good substitution, and you're not going to get let down. Look, everybody goes through times in their life where they don't have much money. Hopefully people go through times when they do have some money. But if you're in one of those times where you don't have money and you can't afford a Lefroy or an Ardbeg or a Lagavulin or a Kalila, get this Islay Mist. You will not be disappointed, and you will not notice that big of a difference. You will notice a difference, but it's not dramatic. Islay Mist, I love it. I think they do a good job. They've been out since 1920s, 27 I think it was. It's hard to find though. It's been 8 years since I had a bottle of this, and I've been looking for 8 years to get a bottle of this. which is funny. Like I said before, it's 8 years old. So when I started looking, this was being distilled. If you can find it, buy it. You will not regret it. If you're a fan of Islay whiskies. Anyway, I can't think of anything else to say about Islay Mist, 8-year-old, than I've already said. So, make comments if you've had it before. If you haven't had it before and I didn't cover something, ask a question in the comments. Apparently the comments, help the video algorithms, whatever that means. That's what I'm told anyway, and like and subscribe and all that. But until next time, this is Tom for Agrestable Vestige. See you later. Bye-bye.